Hey entrepreneur, this is Mark News with Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled How Some Extremely Savvy Small Business Owners and or Service Providers, ladies and gentlemen, so that definitely means you, how they consistently go about retaining some of their absolute best customers, patients, and or clients, and how and why you definitely need to be doing this too. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate purpose of this video is to share with you how some of today's savviest, in some cases cash-strapped, small business owners and or service providers systematically go about retaining their best customers, patients, or clients. Because remember, it's actually a proven fact that typically it's going to cost you up to 500% more in retail upfront out-of-pocket costs to create a first-time customer, patient, and or client, just depending on what type of business you have and or service. So obviously it's cheaper for you to not only retain these individuals, but more importantly, do whatever you can to keep from having to constantly create brand new first-time customers and clients, because that cost, that 500% retail cost, ladies and gentlemen, that's what drives a ton of small business owners and or service providers ultimately out of business. So we want to prevent that from happening if we can. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a really simple example. Let's take a mom and pop, local, single location, family style restaurant. And first of all, it's nothing magical about the restaurant business other than the fact that it's incredibly competitive. But I want to try to show you how, even in a business as competitive, an industry, pardon me, that's as competitive as a restaurant business is, how these proven battlefield tested strategies, techniques, and or tactics can and definitely will work for you. So I want you to think about this. We're going to take a look at in part one, because there's going to be a part two to this, three incredibly simple ways to consistently retain a segment of your customer base. In this particular case, we're going to target the ladies, because let's face it, most of the time, the ladies in a marriage, they're in control of the purse, or if they're obviously single, head of household, they're in control of the purse. So here's the first thing this restaurant's going to do. They're going to create a laminated VIP Mother's Club discount coupon card, and this is annually renewable, and I'm using a figure of $15. Nothing magical about that. Basically, you just want to cover the cost of this two-sided index card and what it's going to cost to get it laminated. So you might only charge $5, $7. Again, it's going to depend on the actual numbers of your business. But here's the point. Here's what this laminated annually renewable card is going to allow them to do. First of all, anytime these ladies come to your restaurant and present this card, they can buy breakfast any time of the day they want, 7 days a week. Meaning, if it's Saturday night and they're in the mood for pancakes and waffles, then they can order, whereas your regular customer base won't be able to do that. Now, here's the other thing. They're going to automatically save 20% off the cost of any meal whenever they come. Plus, they'll save an additional 10% off the entire meal every time they bring any adult 18 or over with them to your restaurant. Now, in part two, we'll cover some of the things you're going to do with these brand new customers that they're going to bring with you. But here's the third strategy that they're going to use to retain these women. On their birthday, and this will be written on the back of the card, and ladies, don't panic. We're not talking year here, just the day and the month you were born. You don't have to reveal the year. That's not necessary. But they're automatically going to get one free dessert and a credit of up to $10. So let's say they order some fancy piece of cheesecake or some slice of German chocolate cake, or whatever it works for them, and let's say it comes out to $14. Well, with this card, and because it's their birthday, they can choose. I mean, they only pay the difference of $4. Now here's the other thing. They automatically save 25% off the cost of their meal on their birthday. And again, this is just three simple strategies to help retain this restaurant's some of their most influential segment of their most influential customer base, which is the women. So I hope you can see in this brief video, entrepreneur, how these three incredibly simple strategies, A, might be applicable, to your business and your service outside of the restaurant industry, but certainly within the restaurant industry, how they would work for you. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to discover how you're going to add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line, and you want to do so in the next 90 days or less, you just had a sample of how you're going to go about doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do, you see that website at the bottom? Head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com. Don't forget the /sales, because that's where you can get it. Now, entrepreneur, before you rush off, I have a quick question for you. Ladies and gentlemen, who else do you know in business right now who's struggling, who could definitely use some help? Do they respect your opinion? Because if they do, here's what I want you to do for them. I want you to forward this video to them ASAP. That's correct. Help them out. They'll definitely thank you for it later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, hey, Mark, what could I do to get to the next level with my current business, product, or service? Entrepreneur, I'm so glad you asked, because here's what I have for you. On top of the free 9-page special report that you're going to receive when you head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com /sales, ladies and gentlemen, you're also going to receive a free 22-part small business marketing mastery series. This is an additional free 22 sequential follow-up email messages that you're going to receive on top of, that's correct, the free 9-page special report. It's my free gift to you. It's a $97 value. It's just my way of saying welcome to the inner circle and thank you for subscribing. But ladies and gentlemen, here's what you need to know. Absolutely nobody walking the planet Earth can be all things to all people. I'm certainly no exception. That said, here's my pledge to you. If you go through the 9-page special report and the free 22-part small business marketing mastery series, and for whatever reason you conclude, you know what, Mark, this is fantastic, but it's just not for me, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to unsubscribe anytime you want, for whatever reason you wish, and you and I can still be friends. Fair enough? This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time, entrepreneur, on the Marketing Minute.